looking at Twitter and we're getting reports of roofing material and building insulation flying across Canal Street on the lower end. Now, that was a couple of minutes ago around 4:04. So we're definitely seeing those high winds across the region. That's something that we're worried about. And it does look like now downtown New Orleans is not included in this new tornado warning. So you're in the clear in terms of that tornado that might be on the ground, but we are still seeing those high winds. We have a lot of rainfall in the area, but we are in the clear in terms of that tornado warning now for Algiers, New Orleans, and Mid-City. Now, we are worried about this still across the lower 9th Ward. Arabi, we're seeing that debris signature there where we're seeing those blues and yellows. That's really the center point of where that tornado might be. And we really can't get a lot of video of this because there's just so much rainfall around it. Now, the heaviest rain right there. Now, this is not a good sign when we see this ball there of reds and yellows. Now, it might be rain, but we also could indicate there is some debris there as well. And we're also still getting that inflow notch, but all of this is covered in rain. So do not try to go out there and see the storm. You are not going to be able to see it. It's best to get in your safe space as fast as you can. Arabi, it looks like it is a little bit now to the north of you. From radar and from that debris detection. We're down in the blues and greens and yellows still moving out into St. Bernard Parish now. So we are worried about Michoud and Lake Forest now as this heads up towards the northeast. And this will at some point cross I-10 if it continues on that northward track or at least go through Chefman Tour. So we're worried about that. And it is going to, it looks like cross 510 soon. So if you're traveling northbound on 510, or even if you're headed west northbound on 39, it just passed over the highway there. So you do not want to be driving anywhere from Chalmette to the lower 9th Ward right now because we are still seeing that indication that there may be a tornado on the ground. This is confirmed by the National Weather Service. Now, we don't have video or photos of it because it's wrapped in rain. We're not going to be able to see what's going on very well. Now, if you do look outside, we can take a look at a Riverwalk camera once again. This is looking at the West Bank. It's so dark out there. We're seeing a lot of that rainfall. If I can get this into our weather monitor here. But that debris ball, something we're concerned about. We're seeing high indication that there is likely a tornado on the ground right now, just to the east of the lower 9th Ward. To the northeast of Arabi right now, if you're on Patricia Street, Center Street, Rose Street, hopefully you are in your safe place. Now, that's moving towards the northeast, so we're going to see that sort of track along the same line as State Road 47 there, but you do not want to be traveling on 47 at the moment. We're going to continue to see this moving in that direction, and then it will make its way into St. Bernard Parish up towards 51 there. So this new scan looks like we're getting a lot of debris lofted. It's hard to tell if this is all of that being picked up and thrown around by the storm with the winds because we have high winds in this storm alone. And we're definitely starting to see things getting thrown around. You can see where the center of rotation is that we're watching is right here, but we're starting to get some indications of debris over towards the northwest as well. That means it might be lofting it into the air and then dropping it quite far away, which indicates we might be seeing a very strong storm. Now, the good news, that rotation detector showing less of that rotation now than what we were seeing before. Now we're starting to see just those greens. It's really on the outskirts of that tornado warning, but we're still seeing some of that shear indicating that tornado, and we definitely still have that hook signature that we're looking for. Now, latest scan just came through. It does look like we're not really getting that crescent shape that we look for a tornado indication, but we still have that little tail indicating that we might still have something on the ground there. So looking at that debris again, we're definitely seeing indication of that, and it looks like we might be getting some debris lofted and then thrown pretty far away from the center of this storm. We're getting these blues up in the northern part of this. Maybe we're getting some late radar scans here. I mean, it looks like that center is down in the southern part of this, but we might be getting a little bit of a delay on that radar. They were doing some work on it earlier today, so something that we might be concerned about there. It still looks like Okay, I think it's still down in that southern part of this tornado warning. We're still looking at that rotation right here for the most part that we're concerned about, and then that is moving up towards the northeast. But you can see that pocket there of blues. That means we might be getting that debris lofted from that area where that tornado may be on the ground and then launching it pretty far away from the center there. So that is not a good indication. Hopefully, if you are located anywhere near here, you are in your safe space. Let's take a closer look. This is State Route 47 right now. If you're headed up that road or anywhere near 310, you need to be in, or 510. We want you to be finding a safe place. Do not be on the roads traveling right now. Even if you're all the way up to I-10 moving eastward, we want to make sure that you are not traveling across that area. We're still seeing a very strong storm moving through the region, and that certainly has the potential to have gusty winds at the very least. We've been seeing that in the video that we're getting from the city, and then we definitely still have that tornado potential. Now, zooming out a little bit, just so we get some perspective here, we're seeing heavy rainfall moving through the city right now. So those reports that we're getting of shingles and things flying in the city might just be that storm system moving through. If we look at base velocity, those winds that we've been getting, 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts, some even higher in areas, so that might be part of the issue. And if we look at that shear though, over towards the tornado warning, it is looking a lot better. We don't have that couplet that we were seeing before. We can try and track that back a little too and see if we can get an indication of when that started falling apart. Okay, so you can see that rotation that we were watching across the West Bank. As it moved up towards the northeast, towards Michoud, we're really starting to fall apart. We're not really getting that indication of strong rotation that we have been. They've been canceling the back ends of this tornado warning. So it does look like we might be starting to get in the clear with this storm. Now, we're not quite there yet. I'm thinking that all of this that we're seeing on the debris detector might be that debris that's still getting launched from where it was earlier, but we're definitely seeing very high winds across this entire system, so it could be something to do with that as well. And we still have a little bit of an indication of a debris ball. It's getting worse with this next scan. Now, we really aren't seeing a correlating velocity couplet, but we are getting some of that shear there. Here's what we've been tracking. Let's see if we can put that shear path on. So this will help us determine what we've been watching. So here is that path that it made across the West Bank. Now starting to see it make its way up towards, let's see if we can zoom in on the road there, towards 510. And it's not quite making it up to 10 right now, but we are going to see this continue to push into St. Bernard Parish. So right now, based off of that shear path and what we've been watching, we're starting to see a little bit of a recycle with this storm at the moment. So that shear rate over here down to the south of Michoud, that's where we're concerned. It just passed 510, still moving up towards the northeast. So it looks like it might pass just to the north of Chef Mentor, but we will still want to watch out if you're in Chef Mentor. Make sure you're aware that this very strong storm is headed towards you. Now it is starting to flatten out. Once it starts to do that, we're looking at maybe just some really high winds along the leading edge of that storm. We still have that tornado warning on the storm, but we're starting to see the indication of that tornado currently on the ground decreasing, especially if you look at that tornado detection with our velocity. We're not really seeing a couplet at all anymore. We're just seeing those greens out there, but those winds are very high. That's that wind. Right now, we're seeing radar indicated 50-mile-an-hour winds on the leading edge of this storm. So even though we might not have a tornado on the ground anymore, that debris detection that we're seeing might just be those 50-mile-an-hour winds lofting things into the air. And you can see it really kind of is lining up with where the leading edge of that storm is. So I'm thinking that it might be more so that than lofting debris from this tornado anymore. But we definitely were seeing that shear earlier. We still have a little bit of shear that we're watching now to the east of Michoud, moving up towards Chef Mentor. So still going to watch this until the end of the tornado warning. Let's see how much time left we have. We have until 4:30. So we have about 23 minutes to go until this tornado warning is done. And we're getting reports of damage in Gretna and Harvey as well as along the West Bank Expressway, which is where we were tracking all of that rotation earlier. And right now we're continuing to track up to the northeast. So let's take a look at that shear path, because it is helping to indicate where that tornado might be, because it looks like this storm is kind of cycling out. So we're not really seeing the indicators that we need of a tornado on the ground anymore, but we definitely were earlier. So if you look at that shear path, went right through Marrero and Harvey on the West Bank. So we're getting that report of damage in Gretna and Harvey as that moved through, and then moved up through the lower 9th Ward and Araby. We also have reports of damage on the West Bank Expressway. So right now, if we compare that to the shear path, we're seeing a little bit of shear over now to the east of this warning. So it looks like the storm may have recycled. Now we're starting to see that rotation on the outer edge of our warning there, but I am not getting an indication that they're going to put another warning out at the edge of this. Nakandra, are you seeing anything on that from the National Weather Service?
No, but it does look like we're going to stay with this warning here as it continues on, and we'll continue to monitor this as well. We still have quite a few